It's show 107, and they say 7 is a lucky number, so hopefully on behalf of Noel Nasser, I can smash it for you tonight, Noel.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Now, if you're a believer in the audience, they say it all began in the Garden of Eden. Raise of hands, any believers in the audience? And luckily, we've got 3 amazing florists in this room. I'm still getting there. We've got the fabulous Rhiannon, who's created an amazing masterpiece here to the left. The amazing Sarah, please forgive me, I've forgotten your surnames, from Flower Therapy. Amazing floral tribute that I'm just looking at right now. And to the left here, Susan Avery, which I not that I grew up loving most, but she was highly on the list when I was doing floristry 16 years ago. And yes, I have given my age away. Now, have you ever heard of floral entertainment?
No, it's the first.
It's the first?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, before I get started, I'm going to share with you what I'll be doing in the next 20 minutes, and that is sharing with you the secret tips of the trade, how to recondition your cut flowers, and how to rehydrate them. And yes, just like there are male and female people in the audience tonight, there's male and female cut flowers. And let me take this opportunity to introduce you to my left. I've got the female cut flowers. And to my right, the male cut flowers. Yes, I'm not making this up, it's fact. Now, how do we know whether it's a male cut flower? Any show of hands in the audience? Nobody? Come on, have a crack. Yes, sir.
Holland?
Pardon?
Holland?
Holland? No. No. Sounds like an auction. Any other bidders? No?
Going once.
Okay. Now, when it's a male cut flower, let me demonstrate. This is a male cut flower. Yes, it is a spider orchid. And before you enjoy your spider orchid in the water, and let me share with you, tap water, yes, ladies and gentlemen, is a crime. Filtered water, bottled water. Now, Franklin, any sponsors in the audience? You need to use for your water. The reason why, tap water contains chlorine and fluoride, 2 elements that cut flowers hate. Okay? And the reason why we as florists leave our buckets outside the night before is because just like human beings burp, so does water. It releases 1 element, not 2, but 1's better than 2, isn't it? The first thing you do with an orchid, 90% of them, is you need to drown them. And no, you're not committing a crime, don't worry, there's no police outside. Drown it for a minimum of 15 minutes. And then after 15 minutes, just shag it off a little bit. And because it's a male, it doesn't wear high heels. How many times have you been told, slip on the heels, love? Never force a man to be a woman. Men don't wear high heels unless if it's drag, okay? So it is a male, you cut it flush, and that's how you enjoy your flowers. The reason why we cut them flush is because if you're going to force a man to be a woman and cut it on an angle, too much water goes to the head, or let's say alcohol, and what happens? Lip biscuit. Very shortly, love, you'll be standing nice and strong, I promise. I'll show you how to make that become strong. No, it's not X-rated, love. Settle down. Okay, I'm going to introduce you to the boys. I've only got 15 minutes. Dendrobium orchid, drown. Iris is a male, no high heels, flush. Now this is a orchid. Anybody know what it's called?
Oncidium.
It is an oncidium, but what's the slang name? Dancing lady. And if you really look closely, it looks like one of the brides sitting over there to my left. It's a bride in a wedding dress. I'm telling the truth. Yeah. Now, you don't drown the poor thing, you missed it. Okay? Every second day, you missed it. So that's what I mean by 90% of orchids needs to be drowned. The 10% is the dancing lady that you don't. Now, how many ladies in the audience have shaved their legs tonight? Waxed? Lasered? Okay. Let me share something with you. Does anybody know what this is called?
Lily.
It is a lily. It's a tiger lily. And it's got a lot of stamens. Now, if that gets onto you...
Sticky tape.
Sticky tape? Yep. And if that doesn't work, hairspray. Let it sit overnight and wash as normal in the morning. Now, the first thing that you do when you receive the flowers at your door from your courier is you get excited. Floristry is the only industry where everybody is happy to see you. True story. Now, with your lilies, the first thing you need to do is are they male or female?
Male.
They are male. So anything that comes from an onion in the ground or a bulb is a male. Anything with a root system in the soil is a female, and she likes to wear high heels, so the diagonal cut. Your flowers out of water for 15 minutes, guess what? They go into coma. After 15 minutes, you need to cut them, and because this is a male, it's flush. And guess what? He's a cyclist, no hairy legs. Because bacteria breeds on leaves, and if it's going to be in the water, it's a cocktail for bacteria, and that's going to reduce the vase life of your cut flowers. True story. So it's a male, you cut it flush. If you don't cut it, it doesn't bleed. If it doesn't bleed, guess what? It won't drink. And if you're not going to cut it and put it in water, it's a bit like this, ladies and gentlemen, trying to drink coffee with a Band-Aid over your mouth. Okay? And this is the reason why Australians do not heavily invest in buying cut flowers. Because every time I hear this, they don't last long. And the reason why they don't last long is because you are not educated to know how to make them last long. And for the males in the audience, let me share this statement with you.
Go.
Cut flowers are like women, and if you treat them well, guess what? They're more likely to stick around. And on that note, it's time to get floral. Are you ready to get floral?
Yes. Yes.
Alexandria, are you ready to get floral?
Yes.
That's lovely. I love a very passionate audience. Okay. Now, we've got a very bland looking vase up here. And guess what? I'm going to give it a facelift. And how do we do that? Well, I've decided to use some leaf. And this leaf is called Happy Leaf. And guess what? I'm not just a florist, I'm a chiropractor. I'm cracking the stem of the leaf, and that's going to allow me then to wrap it around my hand like so, insert it into the mouth of the vase, and presto, it starts to slide down. Okay, next leaf. I'm going to repeat that again for the ones in the audience that didn't see. One more time for the dummies. Okay, here we go. Now that's done. Another wrap around the hand. Okay, now I'm going to use some tiger lily. Now that's a male. I'm going to place that in there. And I'm going to group my lilies together. So I'm going to take the stamens out, because if you don't, it reduces the vase life of your lilies. Stamens, when they're left there, they release a gas called ethylene, which I call farting. And like humans, when somebody drops their guts next to you, you've got the opportunity to walk away. Cut flowers don't. They don't have legs that work. So you need to, prevention is better than cure. We've got a bit of farting happening here, so we need to get rid of that. And there you go. So we're going to group our tiger lilies together. Now, before I go any further, did you know what the colour orange means? Does anybody know in the audience what it means? Okay. Creativity? No. All right, let me share this with you. Why do the monks in Tibet wear orange? For calmness? Yeah, not bad. You're warm. But the reason why they wear orange in Tibet is because there's no internet facility, there's no TV, there's no radio, and there's probably no social life other than meditating. But guess what? Orange stops you from nodding off. So for the men in the audience, if you're out on your first date and you want to impress a girl and make a home run that evening, think of the colour orange when it comes to flowers, and red increases your heart rate, excites the woman, and for the gentleman, it inflates areas of interest. Okay, so I've got some cordyline here. I love this stuff because you can recycle it. And how do you recycle cordyline? Well, you just give it a slip on the high heels because it's a female, shallow water, and you rest it in shallow water for weeks. It then grows roots, and then you can put it into the ground. But on this occasion tonight, we're just going to group it into the vase like so. I'm going to add 3 of them. And I'm going to introduce you to gladioli. Does anybody recognise this cut flower? Is it a male or a female? It is a male. And guess what? It suffers scoliosis. So you need to snap off the top bit. And the reason why we do that is because too much energy goes to the top and it still won't open. So you need to remove it. So I'm going to cut that flush because it's a male. It doesn't wear high heels. And I'm going to add it to my floral display there. How's that looking? It's very easy. Anybody can put flowers together. Now that you know the secrets of how to make them last long, you'll be enjoying it a lot more. Now with my spider orchids, I've got a bunch of them down here, so I'm going to bring them out. How do you make your orchids last long?
Drown
You
them.
drown them. And guess what? They can last up to 6 weeks. So when they start looking a little bit limp biscuit, you drown them again, recut the stems, enjoy them weeks on end. 6 weeks, ladies and gentlemen, they last. So I'm just going to add that to the side there. How's that looking? You like that? That's not bad. Okay, we've got some dancing ladies. I'm going to add that to the mix. Now, Noel, I was thinking with this arrangement, is it okay to give it away to somebody in the audience?
How are we going to do that?
I don't know, you're the mastermind here. How do we do that?
I don't know.
Anyone who knows what colour underwear I'm wearing is going to win it.
Pink. White. Pink. Pink. Red.
Alright.
Red.
No, seriously, how would you?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Any ideas in the audience of
No
how
underwear.
we can give this to somebody in the audience?
Blue. Pink.
I know we're off that subject
Oh, we're
now.
not talking about your underwear now.
No.
No, okay.
I was just trying to be funny.
Alright. I'll just close. Oh, I don't know how to do this. It's not a bouquet, so I can't throw it.
No, we can't throw
No.
it. No, it's an occupational health and safety here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
One flower. Go on, you throw one flower and whoever catches it.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
You can throw one
I'll
flower.
throw one flower.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and whoever
Okay.
catches it wins it. I think that's, we can do that.
Very bridesmaid.
Who loves hydrangea?
Me.
Okay, if you've got it in your garden, you need to cut it before the sun goes up.
All right, I'm gonna
It needs
throw-
to have a full bladder,
It does.
or before the sun goes down. Because if you cut it in between those times, it'll always be limpy. Okay? And you need to drown it as well.
Alright, I'm going to throw this piece
Okay,
of...
so whoever
Whoever catches
catches
it gets that little bouquet.
gets this little bouquet.
I think you need to fill it up a bit more.
Oh yeah, I'm
Okay, great.
Okay, no. Almost done.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, great.
On 1, 2, 3.
Yes, on 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Alright, I'm
1.
gonna
So
throw
you
it
have to
that
be
way.
over here if you want to win it.
Okay. Yes. 1,
2,
2.
3.
Oh, there you go.
You and I are the same outfit.
Oh, I got the call. I got the call.
You got the call.
Oh, yes. Come over and correct
Okay,
your
I've got
arrangement.
some snowgrass here, which is an Australian native, and I'm going to thread that right through the middle of the arrangement.
There you go.
Now, I'm going to give you another tip. What's your name?
It's Lizzie.
Lizzie. Never ever put your flowers next to a fruit bowl.
Remember that?
And the reason why, ripening fruit releases the gas called ethylene.
Is
which
that
I
like
call-
farting again?
It's farting
Oh,
again.
okay, good.
So you need to keep your flowers away from ripening fruit, cigarette smoke, air conditioning, heating. And before I wrap up the show, Lizzie,
Yes.
congratulations,
Oh,
love. That's
thank
for
you so much. You're a
My
genius.
pleasure.
I'm going to drop
still
it. Again.
working on it.
You keep working on it. You keep twiddling away.
Okay,
there.
I need to get that off the stage so people
You're a
can
genius.
see.
Thank you so much.
Have you drank a lot?
No,
Oh, right.
just had a sniff.
Oh, you're such a
Doesn't
sweetheart.
take much though.
Thank you. Now, to end the show, I know that most people in the audience love tulips. Okay? And every cut flower has its own personality, just like every single person in this room does. You need to understand your cut flower to get the extra kilometres out of it. Okay? Who's a mum in the audience? Mum, grandma? No? Okay. With your newborn, when you feed it milk, do you burp it before feeding it or after feeding it? Okay, hold that thought. When you burp a child, they feel better. Now tulips are children, but they need to be burped before a feed. So before they start drinking water, you need to burp them. And how do we burp them? We get a pin, and we're going to insert it where the Adam's apple is, right through like that. We're not doing any harm, we're burping it. Next burp is in the belly button. And the final burp is in the knees. And because they're male, they don't like wearing high heels, you cut it flush, and then you place it into shallow water. And that's going to last a lot more longer than if you didn't do that. Okay? Prevention is better than cure, ladies and gentlemen. If you want your flowers to last long, you need to understand their personality. And on that note, thank you so much for giving me your time. If you want consulting in floristry, come and see me. I run 2-hour classes for $165, but for everyone in the audience tonight, it's $25. And you leave with the flowers. Come and give me a hello. I'll give you a voucher. Thank you very much. And Graffiti Face has created my face for the evening. Wonderful job, Natalie. They do hair and makeup. I don't usually look this good. Check me out on my website. I won't freak you out, I promise. Thank you very much.